one of the only really returning starters from a team that's very veteran last year.
Mm-hmm.
What's it been building chemistry with the newcomers, and just I guess where do you feel like you guys are going into the season?
Yeah, I think we've really embraced it. I think it's nothing to shy away from and try and act like it's not a real thing. I think we do have to grow some experience, but I think we've embraced it in a way that's like we're going to use it to our advantage, that we're young, we're eager, and we're ready to go. So I think we've really just turned it into a positive and looked at it as like this could be a really good advantage for us while using that experience from last year too to help us prepare.
Having Hayden, is it Cubic or Kubik? Cubic. Having Hayden Cubic come in from Nebraska, a program that is so rich in volleyball history, how do you see that kind of play out in her day-to-day mindset?
Yeah, I think without trying to make it Nebraska, I don't think that's what we're going for, but we obviously want to use that because that's somewhere we're trying to go as well. And so she's brought in a new perspective without trying to make it a different program. And so I think that's her perspective has been so valuable and accepted here because we obviously want to go where they have been in a powerful historic program like theirs. And so we're happy to have her here because she's going to be a great tool for us.
How much does last year's run help you guys going into this season?
Yeah, I think last year's run was somewhere that none of us had been. And I think whether you played or you didn't play, you figured out what it took to get there. And so we use everything we can while trying to also separate it from last year because at the end of the day, this isn't last year's team. But we try to use as much as we have from that to get us back there and hopefully further.
What do you hope to learn about the team in these first few matches before you guys get into conference? What's kind of your goal with pretty challenging matches to start off?
Yeah.
What do you hope to learn right away?
I hope to just learn that we're going to be in those tough moments and we're not going to back down from them. I think winning's hard at this level, and so being able just to persevere in those moments instead of shying away from it is what I'm hoping to see, and I know what we can do. And so to be able to then hopefully, again, compete for championships in December, we got to start strong with a great opening weekend. But I know we can do it, and so just being able to persevere and be tough in those moments I think will be really important for us this weekend.
When you look at yourself 2 years ago, redshirting that first year here, last year taking over that starting position, and now really being a leader and kind of that veteran role, just I guess where do you feel like you've grown the most to be able to take that on this year?
Yeah, I think I've just continued to try to expand myself. I think going from just trying to learn how to survive last year to then using my experience, I think it definitely looks different between all 3 years I've been here. But I think each year, obviously, we're trying to become the best version of ourselves to then hopefully help our team. And so I just continue to try to expand my range as a leader, as a player, and all of it. And so I just keep trying to learn more and more because at the end of the day, I'm still also learning. But yeah, I think my experiences, both from redshirting and being out there last year, are going to help me make for a really good third year this year.
What do you think is the biggest thing you learned about yourself last year?
Ooh, I learned that I can do it. I didn't play at all my freshman year, and so it was like maybe there were some times I'm like, okay, I got to do this for real. And I know I can do it, and I can do it at a high level. And so a lot of confidence, I think when I know when I'm going out into the court what I'm going to get for myself, and that then is able to instill confidence and belief in my teammates that they're going to get a high level for me. And so yeah, so I really just take that I can do it, and I should have a lot of confidence when I go out there.
The addition of a program like Texas into the conference, how much harder does that make the conference, and what is that going to help with the SEC this year?
Yeah, I think we obviously, like you said, have a great non-conference, and then it only adds to our SEC schedule, which, last year I think 8 teams from the SEC got in. That's only going to expand more, I'm sure. And so I'm excited. I think it really shows that SEC volleyball is at the top. And so it's an honor, I think, for us to be able to compete day in and day out and with some of the best teams in the country. And so I'm excited. I think it's really going to just boost our whole schedule as a whole, top to bottom.
Seeing volleyball, whether it was indoor, beach, men's, women's at the Olympics, how proud did that make you feel?
It was really cool. Actually, I grew up in Champaign, Illinois, and so Jordan Poulter, the starting setter for the Olympic indoor team, was setting out there. I was like, well, I grew up watching her growing up as a little girl, and so it was really cool to not only see her, but be able to see girls from your own home country at the Olympics at the highest stage and do so well was really cool. And so we watched a lot as a team. And yeah, I love seeing the sport grow, and so it's really cool there.
You talked about your growth as a leader, but did you do anything in the offseason to grow as a player beyond that? Like just do anything special, go anywhere to camps or talk to anyone different to kind of evolve your game?
Yeah, I've been meeting with a sports coach. Learning how to just expand myself as a leader and know when my team is going to need me, whether that's as a voice, as a player with experience, what that was going to look like. So I've definitely expanded myself on how my team's going to need me, because I absolutely want to do everything I can to make this team successful, whatever that looks like. And so using my experience as a redshirt, as a starter last year, and now going into my third year, I'm just trying to figure out, and even talking with Eve more, like, when is this team going to need me? How is this team going to need me? And so I've definitely tried learning just how to make this team the most successful team we can be.
Something that stands out about Hayden is definitely her arm, just the strength, the talent she has there as a setter. Just what's excited you about working with her so far, and the player that you can see her becoming.
Yeah, I think beyond Hayden's physical talent, obviously she has a big arm, but I think she's a great person. I think she's a calm presence on the court. I turned to Hayden, I'm like, okay, we got someone with us who's ready to go. And so I really enjoy being a teammate of Hayden's, beyond just like the physical skill. And I think that goes a long way, having that balance. When you got the competitiveness, the calmness, you got it all working together. And so she's a great teammate to have on the court as well. I think people really look to her for her presence.
How would you describe how your player-coach relationship between you and Coach Eve has kind of developed through now your third season under her?
Yeah, I think the setting position itself is such a crucial position on the court. It's like you're leading everything that's going on. And so beyond just like touching the ball the most and having to like direct our offense, I think she trusts me out there, and I trust that like if there's a tough conversation to be had, that like I'm going to be there for it. And that I think that both her and I are on the same page in terms of whatever's being said or whatever's being done in this moment is to put the team first. And so ultimately, I think I trust her and what her decisions are, and I'm just here to help assist that in terms of making this team better. And so I trust her a lot, and I think that relationship's definitely grown because she knows I'm doing everything I can as well.